I saw it this time, guys. I saw it this time. Hold on. There we go. Now you can hear me. We have audio. Yay! Welcome to Chaotic Calling Streaming. I am the DM Starwind, and I am joined with some lovely adventurers who are going to continue their run through Elsparia. Here we have with us tonight is Faustus.
Why is there always something on my mind?
We have Kronk.
Good evening.
And we have Arthur.
Right, now just track down the last of those people.
Yep, and from what I recall, and like I was talking before, it looked like we turned in some quests, got the big quest turned in with the dragons and gnolls and stuff like that, got some new money. You decided to follow the tracks to the Tiamat cult that Shella knew about, finding out that that got you to a dead end, but definitely, went in and explored this abandoned warehouse that had signs of use, but just nothing there to actually, link anything together to where they went. Other than that, as you emerge from this location and start making your way, there seems to be that one, it's like a person walking around who's wearing the heel of the hawk cloak. And immediately Arthur chases them down. The rest of the party tries to keep up, and I say that because I just remember Kronk didn't quite find you guys. Wow, okay, I remember that part now. And
Found an excellent bakery.
yeah, he found a good bakery though. So we got some sweets along with the guy that they were hunting, but not the guy, just a guy who dropped a letter and walked out. Arthur picked up the letter and found information that Eligus knows they are there and is just messing with them by sending some rando to lure you into a place and just get your hopes up. At any rate, you all go about your business in different directions for a while. I mean, Faustus, I believe, went to a bookstore, and the rest of you went to the guild to see if there were any new postings, where Arthur found a couple of bounties that he could take part in. And, Shella and Kronk got to enjoy plenty of sweets as they found that bakery, and then Kronk went in for his daily cup of ale from the tavern inside the guild hall. After which, you all returned to the tavern at this point, and I believe that's where we're going to pick up at, correct? If I missed anything, please let me remember, or help me remember. Oh, that sounds like it. So, we all, you know what, I could put us in a tavern, let me do that. Alright. So, what are we going to do for the rest of the day?
Perhaps we can walk around and look for Arthur's bounties.
Arthur, you're looking for bounties?
Yes, I'm actually looking for 5 in particular. It's personal. If you know what I'm talking about, that is.
The quicker picker-upper.
I have a few guesses. Then I suppose this is something you'll look to do yourself?
Help is always appreciated, but
Trying to remember, did Shella apply for the guild too, or no?
I think she did.
If she did, I think she'd be looking at that rock an awful bit. Ooh, pretty rock!
Perhaps we will find someone to help along the way.
I suppose, do you have any good leads for the ones you're looking for?
It looks like Arthur's PC
Uh-oh.
crapped on.
Oops.
Oh no, that's not gonna help. Okay, well, we'll give him a moment to get back into it. Well,
So-
is it... Yeah, go ahead.
So, Kronk, what were you doing this whole time?
I was just trying to help as many people as I could.
So, helping them how?
I tried to help Arthur find his bounties at the quest boards, and then tried to help you guys find the hill.
There are several hills.
You know, I've always wondered, Krunk. Have you ever done anything to really help yourself?
I feed myself and house myself. That's all I really need.
Have you ever thought about doing something more?
Like, eat more? I only eat what I need.
No, I mean, have you ever had dreams, aspirations? Something that you picture in your mind that you wish you could do, but you haven't done it yet?
I'm always looking for new herbs to take back home.
Okay, to do anything special with those herbs?
Maybe find herbs that will help heal people better.
Okay, so then you're looking to maybe travel the world and finding rare herbs that could help others.
Yes, and help those that I can help along the way.
I mean, I suppose that's sort of a dream.
I had this dream of a, a wild god the other night.
Oh, really? It's, did, was it a sort of, what sort of god was it?
He came to me as a maple tree.
Your pardon?
A
Yes.
maple tree, he said.
His name is Maple Bacon.
Ah,
That sounds like
Okay.
a legit name to me.
and what did this, maple back on say to you?
He just wanted to know how I was doing.
Seems less like a god and more of a, perhaps a stranger on the street.
It was very ominous. I felt close to it.
Turns out it's the bonsai tree inside a shell. No.
So I can't really say I've had a similar experience.
Perhaps he came to you as a redwood in your dreams.
Not quite what I'm referring to, Krunk, but I appreciate the optimism.
Everyone generally perceives their gods differently.
Well, I don't exactly have a god, or maybe I do, or don't. Are they still listening? It's like now he's just started like bumbling under his breath. It's just like all the
Romulus,
doubts
quick,
coming at
run
once
away.
again.
Sometimes they do not speak, but they are there.
Well, I imagine they wouldn't want to stand too close to me, considering there's always someone else looking over my shoulder.
Krunk's gonna look behind Faustus.
You see Shell
no.
on the other side. Hi.
No, I meant it metaphorically.
Ah, there they are.
So, it's like, you know, Krunk, you know who?
I do not know if he is around here or not.
Well, if it's not him himself, then it's one of his lackeys. Or secretary in some cases.
if they are always watching, I am sure they are taking very good notes.
It's like, I actually had one dream where they actually read me the minutes.
That must have been a very long and boring dream.
You have absolutely no idea.
Alright, looks like Arthur's having a little bit of a power problem.
Oh, that does remind me. I do need to go about reviving Dorian.
Oh, it's Dorian! I don't even think she knows.
Oh, I suppose I never formally introduced them. Dorian is my spiritual familiar.
Oh, you have a familiar. That's fun. How familiar is it?
Shella, what do you think a familiar is?
Like I'm familiar with you. Is that the kind of familiar you're talking?
No, Shella, that's not how that
Oh.
works.
Okay.
Think of a familiar as somewhere between a pet and a friend.
She's thinking really hard about it right now.
I consider all of my old pets friends.
It's like, well, the difference is you don't really have to feed this pet.
Is
Although
it
they still
this
appreciate
ghost?
appreciate the gesture, though.
Sorry, Kronk, go ahead.
Is Dorian a ghost?
Not precisely.
Because you don't have to feed ghosts.
I mean, that's legit.
Well, I mean, not precisely a ghost, more of a, as I said, more of a spirit. There's a slight distinction.
Never had a spirit try to kill me.
It's like, well, that is, I suppose, the sort of distinction we can go with. A spirit is an entity that won't try to kill you. Or at least not usually.
The afterworld is a confusing place.
So don't even get me started on those who run it.
Yeah, would like to hope Arthur can make it back, but if not, we'll just try to... I don't know, at that point it's just 3 of us here, and then we might need to see what we're gonna do here in a little bit, but yeah, so you're in the tavern, you're having these conversations, Shell is there trying to keep up as best she can, as she usually does. You see a couple guards come in, they're changing out for lunch, or in this case, I guess we're in our evening meal, right? So it's sometime in the evening at this point. Just kind of waiting? Okay. I was waiting for you. Oh, there you are. See, I don't know when you jump into Discord. So, yeah. Alright, you're back. Okay. But yeah, as you kind of like notice, the supper rush is starting to pick up, and the tavern itself is starting to get more lively.
So, well, things picked up here rather quickly, but I suppose it's that time of day. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, excuse me for just a moment. And Faustus is going to kind of like get up from his seat and as he's just like walking over to here and just kind of seeing if like he can listen in on any chat from the guards, especially if it has anything to do with the matter from a few nights ago.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check, my friend.
Having the character sheet would be a good thing to have open.
That would help, but you know what? You're buying me enough time to like run the thought through my process to see how it's going.
Da.
Yeah, that's pretty perceptive. Let's see here, what has been going on that they would be talking about? There is mention that this particular guard will be deployed, so he's like talking about a deployment that just recently came up, and unfortunately he has to get ready for that, so he's coming by here, buying him a good meal before he heads out, and going to be able to take care of that adventure on the next morning. So apparently there's talk that might suggest that it's for the thing that you talked about with the guards. He does kind of like generalize that, yeah, we're heading somewhere south, southeast, something to that effect.
Yeah, just making sure he doesn't look too suspicious. He's just going to the bar mention. Another wine to the table, if you would please.
Oh, right away. Yeah. Barmaid goes behind there, grabs a. You wanting a bottle, or what kind?
Give me the. I feel like explaining myself. Give you the best you have, the whole bottle.
Okay, how about a rosea? Red? A red wine if you don't. Here you go. And she'll bring it over to the table. Bring some glasses if you don't have them already. And, yep, you all have a wine bottle that you can share between yourselves, or you can just take for yourself. Faustus, it's up to you. Fill it up! Fill it up! Shella bangs her cup on the table slightly.
Now, Shella, remember to drink this slowly. I don't. Have you drunk much alcohol?
Where do you think my fire spells come from?
You know what? I've never really bothered to ask where your magic comes from.
So, do you fill it up for her?
It's well, be steady with it then, and pours her a glass.
Alright. And she will make a con save right out the gate. There you go. Problem has been solved. Shell is no longer a problem for me to voice act tonight. Look. That's good!
Shut up. What did I just tell you?
She had a really good
Kronk will,
con score, too. Go ahead, Kronk.
Kronk will spit clean his tankard out and then put it in Foster's direction.
There you go.
Here you are, Kronk.
I hope it is very good.
I know one person who didn't get to really taste it all that well, but she's already out for the count.
With that, I just snap. I was gonna say, I snap back to reality real quick after probably having dozed off for a quick second or something like that.
Yeah.
And take a quick look around just to see if I see anything out of place.
Yeah, you see a few guards, a few common folk in here, a couple of unsavory looking people, but nobody that you can identify, like, just by the looks.
Okay.
It's like now that you've smacked back to reality, would you care for a drink or?
No, I will be all right.
And then pours himself a glass of wine instead, and before he puts it to his lips, he says, "Oh, I should probably mention. Apparently, the guard will be making moves tomorrow morning."
That'll be rather interesting. Might go look in.
Oh, sorry.
It's just pretty much responding. Might go look into that.
Oh, you won't have to look too far. I already know what they're doing. You recall the situation we had with the orcish spies, correct?
How can I not? Wait, never mind. That was a dragon.
There was so much shit that happened.
And also, by extension, the kobolds.
Yeah, okay, I definitely forgot that one. They nearly tossed around Shella's corpse to the point where she was dead.
It's like, well, you'll recall that I left Dorian to track them back to their camp, and it was very enlightening. Those orcish spies were part of a much larger military force that was in fact planning on making an attack on the city.
I do recall that. So it's probably in relation to that then.
Well, Dorian was also able to help me, together with the guard captain of the city. So we were able to determine the approximate location of their whole army. They sent their own spies afterwards, so I'm assuming that if they're mobilizing, that they are already having their plan go into action.
That's good. Nip it off with the bud before it has a chance to actually go into account, but could be worrying as well if that fails.
So, well, I should hope that they should be at least somewhat prepared. I can only imagine they're getting the Sparrow involved.
Okay, well that could be fortuitous for them. And somewhere in his mind, you could probably tell that maybe he's thinking about doing a thing.
Well, you just let me know what that thing is, and we'll see about doing it.
Although, that said, we should probably be vigilant ourselves in the city during this time. If they're mobilizing that many forces to deal with that issue, there might not be as many forces left in the city itself for any other trouble.
That's also right, and we do have another issue to deal with. Just gonna quietly unfold that letter again, read it, and then fold it back up.
Oh, that's right, the letter that was left for you, us?
Probably for at least to me at most, or me at least.
It is troublesome that they're already aware of our movements, but there's nothing we can really do about that.
Well, I believe it's time to start fooling them.
Well, at least certainly hope that they're not directly connected with Lady Risa, because that might further complicate things, at least in my respect.
I think complication is a bit of an understatement. It could be we walk into a trap on that. Preferably if we can get some extra people on standby, just in the event it is a trap. I'm also saying this all very quietly.
Oh, okay, I would hope.
I do not know anyone in the area that would be able to help.
I'm sure I could scrounge together a few people.
Maybe there is a adventurers guild where we could pay some help.
To attack a noblewoman's ball and potentially do some very illegal stuff. I think this is the part where I come in handy more than the Adventurers Guild would. No offense.
Hey, has anyone noticed that Orin hasn't appeared yet? He's been gone for quite a while.
He probably left word with one of you that he went to the forge.
He may have went to work at the forge again.
Well, he does seem to spend a lot of time there.
That is true. About what time would you say it is?
We're getting close to like 6 in the evening. there's anything you want to do for like this lunch rush or supper rush that's happening, or if you guys want to advance time a little bit, you just let me know.
I'd say my things I want to do is going to be at least for another few hours before I start doing that.
All right. You have an unconscious Shella, just her tongue lolling out after having that nice glass of wine. Just kind of like relaxed on that table.
I suppose I'll bring Charlotte to the room, because I don't think she's waking up from this for a bit.
You said the good stuff, but then again, it's not the stuff.
And I'm totally gonna make the warlock do a strength check here.
I mean, Shella's only like 25 pounds. Is he going to have problems picking up that much? Well, you heard him, Faustus. Let's have an athletics check.
So, okay.
Yep.
Faustus is super swole.
Sure are. Away you go. And you're able to carry her all the way to the room.
Well, that's RP I was hoping for, but okay.
I know. You
No, like,
push and
as he's
tug
doing it, it's
and
like
pull. Go ahead.
as he's doing it, just like he actually is kind of like carrying her bride style. It's like, I'm really, really happy that she's not awake right now.
Her head's kind of
Hostis,
like,
do you wish to go for another hot bath?
That might be a nice experience. It's like maybe we'll have the opportunity to meet more, how should I call it, delightful company?
The last one was not too chatty.
Oh, trust me, he didn't need to say a word to tell me everything I needed to know.
He didn't even ask where I came from.
Although, to be fair, you did spend most of the encounter underwater.
It was very relaxing.
You certainly did seem relaxed. You know, Arthur, I think you might be able to benefit just the same. Would you like to come and join us as well?
Not too much to prepare for. Also, not really my thing.
I figured I would offer, as well, as Krunk put it, it can be quite relaxing. Maybe take a bit of stress off, but I suppose in your case, I don't think a bath will quite do it, will it?
Not quite.
It's like, well then, do as you need to. Krunk, shall we get along then?
I thought we got along very well.
No, Krunk, it's an expression.
Oh,
It also means to start moving.
I guess we can go then.
I wiggle my fingers. Does that help? Alright. So, you guys are heading to the bathhouse again, and what does that leave Arthur to do?
Again, once it gets to more later time, where more about like closer to sundown, I'm probably gonna start moving towards. Well, first off, I'm gonna go try to maybe find some contacts. I can maybe get hold of maybe a few thieves, snipers, and potentially maybe also a getaway driver.
Alright, so you're looking to... Okay, so what's the intent here, I should say?
So intent is basically I'm looking for a few people that can stand on standby in the event that worst comes to worst with Ball.
Oh, okay, so we're searching for assistance at the ball. Alright, hmm. Like, Time War's not a city that you're fully familiar with, though. You know, you've probably been here a few times. But, like, it's underground. It's probably a mystery to you. I'll say roll an investigation, and I'll see what I can give you.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm aiming for there as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's definitely something that might help. Hmm. I will say. Hmm, okay. As you're traveling down the street, it's odd, but there's three children just dancing around on a curb, and they're like trying to play tag or something to that effect. You get closer, they start running around you, and then at this point, can't help but feel like something's up. The little girl tries to reach into your purse, but you catch her square away.
Yep, I'm gonna kind of slap her hand away. No, no, no.
And
Bad.
as soon as you do that, they start to bolt down the alleyway. One of them's a girl, and there's two boys.
Okay, this is gonna be. I get what you're trying to go here at the urchin angle, but alright, I'm gonna kind of mildly chase after them
So
at
they
least
get to
till
the
they'll at least stop and realize what I'm after. At least.
right. So they get to the end of the alley, and you're about half a block behind them. And then all of a sudden, you see one go straight, one go left, and the girl go right.
Okay, 1 second. Yes, I'm going straight.
So you chase after one of the boys, and he keeps leading you down, and then eventually he leads to a kind of like a dead end.
And I'm gonna stop just a little bit before kind of pull out a gold coin and roll it towards him.
What do you want, mister?
Well, considering you tried to pickpocket me. Poor form, by the way. Generally, it's better to make sure they don't see you beforehand. Just casually giving crime tips.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, he kind of like loosens his guard because he was getting ready to like run under your legs or something. But he kind of like approaches you as you hold the coin out.
yeah. On another note, I do need some assistance, and you look like the type who can maybe deliver a message for me.
Well, what kind of message, sir?
Just to the underground, looking for anybody that might need some. Might be looking for some side work right now. Nothing violent. Hopefully, anyways. They should be accustomed to violence, but not have it their first option. Primarily, I will be looking for just some side hands and preferably someone who knows how to drive a cart.
Make a persuasion check. Kid's very impressionable. Yeah. He kind of like reaches for the coin. Do you give it to him?
I mean, I kind of rolled it to him, so that way that's like kind
All
of
right.
puts him
Okay, so yeah, you gave
at
it to him.
ease.
All right, so he takes the coin and he tests it, makes sure it's a gold coin, and he's like, "I could take you to someone."
Do that, and there's a second gold coin in it for you.
Okay. Why is Bixby thinking I'm talking to it? Quit it. This phone, I swear. Uh, but anyway, he leads you back down the alleyway to an open path, and as you're kind of like looking around, you can't help but notice this beggar all of a sudden. Like, you looked down the street before, he wasn't there, but now, clear as day, it's like he's got a bus going right now, and he's just got a tin can out there, and dressed in homeless gear, and just looking all disheveled and everything, just kind of like waiting for people to drop coins into his bucket. And He kind of like approaches and whispers in his ear. Hmm? And this bushy face looking old man looks up from you. What do you need?
Letting a message delivered as I quickly scrub out a note. Basically reading probably either something along the lines of looking for extra hands for any extra work, or needing group respond back at the well, I'll probably write down the tavern I'm at on a meeting place.
Mm-hmm.
Take out 5 silver and drop it in, along with an extra gold.
Hmm. He shakes the coins around and just kind of like stands up and goes, "Ha ha! My day is clear. My day is good. I can go order a meal today." And he like puts a shoulder around your and says, "Into the alley, please." And then he just kind of like goes into the alley before you. The kid that brought you here is long gone.
In that case, I guess I'm going to follow the supposedly homeless man.
Mm-hmm. Make a perception check. Where did he go? You look. Then all of a sudden you feel a tap on your shoulder, and then there he is. So, what is this mission you have?
Oh, it's nothing too maybe dangerous, maybe not. You should be acquainted with violence.
We've had to put a few people down. What's on your mind?
Well, I am currently trying to track down some rather unsavory folk. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to be needing to deal with noble folk, and it may be involving me walking into a trap.
Hmm.
The idea here is you're on standby in the event you're needed. You'll be paid the same either way.
How much are we talking?
Around 10 to 20 gold per person, depends on how many people are around.
Well, I am here for all the particulars then. I am the one you wish to speak to.
Oh, then, depending on how this goes, you may not be needed at all. Basically, you're to ensure that both me and my compatriots, I will be disguised to say, but my friend, you're looking for a nobleman. On a side note, how old is Faustus?
It's like he's 19 years old.
Somewhere around late teens to early 20s.
I just switched back to my picture because I should have.
Yeah.
So that's his actual image, or I guess you can't see it. Blonde
Oh,
hair,
yeah.
blue eyes, fair skin.
Same as this token.
And maybe a turtle as well. He may be joining over there.
Portal.
The idea here will basically be
Well, kind of like looks at the note you left and sees the information. This is where I can find you. When is this shindig?
so it'll be on. It was a Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be on this coming Friday. With that in mind, also, I do not want anybody killed, and should it come down to it, how do you feel about attacking nobility?
Depends. If they crossed us, they crossed us.
About crossing your employer?
Well, if you're paying, then who am I to care who they cross?
Good.
Maybe I should probably ask, who is this noble you speak of? It sounds like you're acquainted.
The one in the high castle.
That's not what I asked you.
If you're asking about who my friend will be with me, his name is Faustus.
No, I
If
want
you're
to
asking,
know the name of the noble.
okay,
So
well
I get.
they're both nobles. The other one is kind of. Actually, I'm gonna hesitate real quick. I'm gonna check what the full intention is here.
Yeah,
Am I
you
allowed
make
to
it.
make a insight?
Insight? Go for it. Yeah. Judging from the way he's questioning you, like he's doing standard practice, he's making sure that your intended party is not on his hit list to begin with.
It will be with the rather fortuitous Lady Riza. Preferably,
Hmm.
we don't kill her first, if necessary. Unless,
she's
of
a tough.
course.
She's a tough bird to kill.
Oh, I don't think she's came up against me at all.
Yeah, she has this town playing to her fiddle. It's definitely a game of chance in this one. I am intrigued. But you say we don't need to kill anybody, then I don't see any problem.
That's only if this all goes according to plan. The idea is basically I will be going in there under the guise of another noble, quickly rooting around some things, and if everything comes out correctly, then from there I will take matters in my own hands and do what needs to be done. If I am to be attacked, you will jump in, make sure we at least get out alive,
Hmm.
and from there, probably an escape from there.
We could probably handle that for you. Yes. So secure an escape route and assist if needed. That sounds pretty basic. Sounds like probably just a three-man job for our end.
Sounds about right. If necessary, also we may have a +1 if you.
Well, all
No,
I need to know now is how much you're offering.
20 gold to each person, and as an added bonus, I'm gonna give him 15 gold. 5 as an early start.
He flips like 5 gold pieces between all of his fingers and just kind of like weighs it out and then puts it in a bag. Well, very well then. Meet you outside of Lady Rissa's manor. You'll know us by the sign of our carriage.
Sounds good. I will be meeting you beforehand. I will be taking the guise of a noblewoman. Don't ask how or why, just go with it.
Why? I must ask why. I mean,
Yeah.
no, that's perfectly fine. People have their own kinks, their own ways of doing things. Yes, by all means, you do you.
It's the heels, isn't it?
He just loves them heels.
Clink. And Arthur is going to contemplate maybe stabbing himself and the person in front of him for a very brief second, and then
Okay, well,
just kind of looks at him.
as long as it's passing.
Yeah, it's just a passing thought. So
Alright.
he's just gonna look at him.
You said
So we have
needed
a deal?
We have a deal. This here is definitely a good down payment. And you said you need to talk before we actually go through with the process. Where would I meet you then, if not at the event?
So first off, you'd be staying nearby. Preferably if you can go incognito, that'd be nice.
Most definitely.
If we need to talk beforehand, I'll send a message. Otherwise, it's pretty much we finalize plans kind of on site.
Well, I'm sure you've seen the kids playing earlier. Do be careful around them. They're just working. You know how it goes.
Yep, I know how it goes exactly. Memories.
Well, my good friend, you've come to the right place. And let me know when you're ready to execute this plan, and I will find the other two that we need to bring with.
Sounds good. Oh, and you by chance wouldn't happen to have a bag of holding on standby, would you?
Not on my person, but I could probably procure one.
Been trying to myself. It's been rather failing. If you could get me one, I will give it back to you as soon as we are done with the job, and I'll throw an extra 5 gold your way if you can.
Well, if I'm just renting out access to a bag of holding, I could probably wing that one. Very well, I'll get this taken care of. And he's like looking up and down the alley to make sure that nobody is paying attention. Well then, is that the end of our business?
That'll be the end of it for now.
Well then, you best be off. No telling who is listening.
I know that for sure. With that, I'm going to depart.
Oh, and he kind of like stealths. You can see him like take a step and then, I don't know, let's see how good he does this time. Yeah, he just shadow steps into the wind and is no longer heard from. And then you just hear him barking out there at the streets, trying to panhandle.
I'm gonna mutter to myself, assassins.
At any rate, looks like you achieved something. Is there anything else you want to do while you're out?
Yeah, what I've been trying to do the past few nights. Try to break into that place and just basically humiliate the owner.
Well, you know, it's your funeral. I mean, go for it.
Okay, so heads up, I am being someone else again. Also, I'm just gonna do a quick armor change, just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
Just into some dark common clothes.
Just to make sure everything is different.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Henshin a go-go, baby.
Alright, so, yeah, let's have you make I imagine you want a stealth check, right? If you don't,
Yep.
let me know. Alright, that's pretty good. So, you're able to approach the building in question, and looking around, you don't feel like anybody's got their eyes on you. You stealth into the shadows, and you are at the door now. Of course, you know it's locked. So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna thieves tool it.
Yep. So here we go. The die. I mean, you could buy yourself an advantage if you want.
Or someone could be being by me disadvantage.
I mean, that person's not here today. And it's like, I mean, you're already at
Yeah,
disadvantage
sure, why
at this
not?
point. Yeah, I mean, you've been trying. Might as well make sure it tries harder, right?
Did someone call for Triad?
Yeah. Alright, the clusters have been spent. Please, reroll. There we go. A 19 is very sufficient, I think. Though this lock does have like some mechanism towards it. You can kind of like hear the tumbler slowly falling into place, and you like, this has to be one sophisticated key that they have. So this lock is just not your normal on the door, there to keep you out for just a brief second. It was there to keep you out and don't come back. But you managed to open the lock. The door swings open a hair for you, or it will once you decide to open it.
Yep, I'm going to very quietly open it and peek inside.
Mm-hmm. You see a walkway leading to various items. Most of them are general goods, like poles, mess kits, baskets, rope, all kinds of material that you would find in the player's handbook. At least at first glance, that's what you see.
Okay, I'm gonna probably take a closer look, and if I don't find anything noteworthy, I'm just gonna empty the safe.
Alright. So you jump in here. I'll have you make either investigation or perception.
I have better perception.
Uh-huh. Sure you do. You look around, there's really nothing to this place but general items, it seems. Well, maybe the good stuff's not out in the front, so What would you like to do?
Evan, from here, I'm gonna go towards the back, and I'm gonna start searching for that safe.
All right, make an investigation and let's see if you can find it. So, searching high and low, I mean, you find the register, but the register, of course, is empty. It's waiting for the next day to be refilled. And you look around and you're like checking under rugs, you're checking behind nearby paintings, and this safe that you assume should be here
You
somewhere.
know, I bought this man advantage. Try again.
Oh, okay, never mind. Reroll.
It's like, come on, roll 20. Oh, that's bullshit.
As I was saying, I mean, that's the way the dice crumble sometimes, I'm afraid. As I was saying, though, like, yeah, you search high and low, this safe is just blending in way too good, or it just doesn't exist. I mean, you're almost convinced it's not even here.
I'm gonna do face palm, and I'm just gonna go empty out the storefront.
Yeah, so let's look at the player's handbook real quick here, and you tell me how you want to handle this. We have a lot of ammunition if you're in need of it. Do you need any arrows? You can have some arrows, or several quivers of arrows. There's a few backpacks on the shelf. You definitely see like a bunch of bags that have like marbles in them, but you know them as ball bearings. There's like 5 bags of them.
Definitely taking those.
All right, so 5 bags of ball bearings.
Those are
Oh.
100 each, yeah.
1,000 actually.
Yeah, there's a shit ton in there.
Oh yeah, lot of little ball bearings. And just going down in alphabetical order, there's like baskets that I told you about, bedroll. There's a few bells. Like, why would you have bells? But anyway, you see like a encased glass with books inside of it. They look like they're journal books that are meant to be written in. And you know, these are valued around 25 gold each. There's 3 books in there, in the case itself.
Oh, I'm gonna take those and sell those off to a fence.
Thieves' tools, please. They are locked. Unless, of course, you want to break it. That's up to you.
Like, come on, Star, where's the spyglass?
It's under S. And yeah, you're able to pop the lock on this particular thing. And then all 3 empty books are now in your possession. I mean, you want me to skip over to the good stuff? Let's see what we got here. There's a few magnifying glasses that you know would fetch a pretty penny. That are like underneath the counter of the shelf. You would have to like go back behind the counter and grab them out from underneath, but no big deal. It's not even locked. I would say at least 3. 3 of those if you want them.
Okay, I think I'll pass on those.
All right, and lo and behold, as if protected by a special case of some sort, there's a spyglass on top of a like a display rack, and it's got like a glass cover, and then you can see like what looks like lock keys in 4 different spots, just protecting it.
Right, okay, I'm gonna go back to searching the rest of this, and I'm gonna smash that and make my way out after that.
Okay, so the intention is to smash and grab that. Okay, got it. All right.
Effectively.
Yeah.
Um,
I will also say there is another book that's just been kind of like laying under a bunch of random items, and it looks like some wizard spell book or something.
yeah, I wonder if Foster's would appreciate this. I will say to myself very quietly and take it.
All right, so after analyzing the entire room and then seeing your last prize object, you proceed to smash the glass. I just need confirmation. Okay.
I would say I
confirmation.
probably would have picked up maybe some different types of rope as well. And after that, yep, smash and grab.
All right, done and done. You smash and grab, and then there's like a slight ting in the air. Make a perception check. Like after you smashed it, you get the sensation that there was some kind of spell related to that glass, and you feel like an alarm spell has been triggered. It seems like you only have a few seconds to get out of here, so you smash, you grab, and you're out. Make a stealth
Dash.
check on the way out. Yeah, make a stealth check on the way out. All right, perfect. Arthur makes it out alive, and he gets down the street. And then before long, like if Arthur, I'm not saying he did, but if Arthur stayed around long enough, he would have noticed that within 5 to 6 seconds, there were guards already starting to come out to the street and heading over to the shop in question. But Arthur's long gone. So, Arthur, what do you want to do now?
I just sigh of relief, and I'm heading back to the tavern after that.
Nice. All right. Well, that's Arthur's trip, and you guys want to go back to the bathhouse. All right.
Just
Yes,
saying.
to enjoy all the pleasantries.
Yep. What do you got, Kronk?
One of us is just looking for the scenery.
Oh yeah. It's a lovely scenery, yeah. As you head to the bathhouse, there is a different tendant. And as you know, this is the Vesperia Springs. And there's a homely woman, human in nature, brown hair, green eyes, just kind of like greet you as you come in. Hello, welcome to the spa or bathhouse.
So hello, good evening.
My name's Tina. If you need anything, you let me know.
So yes, just two of us for the baths, if you would please.
Very well. So she'll produce the soaps, she'll produce the towels, and any other garments that you might need. And of course, the usual Kronk scenario where like, oh, wow, you're different, aren't you?
I am much like my brothers and sisters.
Yeah, that makes plenty of sense. Hold on 1 second. I have to go to the back and get a bigger rope and a bigger towel, probably. One moment. And yeah, she'll take a quick moment to go get the items in question, hand them back to you, and the two of you are allowed to go back to the bath.
Kronk's gonna once again do his graceful entry.
And splash to the bottom of the pool.
Yep.
So Kronk belly flops in.
Faustus
then-
will not be fooled this time.
Yeah. Use him for a shuffleboard. Just kick him in the water. Let's see here. How many people are in here? Let's go with a d6 roll. There's 3 other men in here with you. Let's see. One seems to be an elf. Another one seems to be an more aged is probably the right term. Man who got gray hair, gray beard, and he's just a little loud and boisterous, slapping the elf on the back every so often as he's telling his stories. Then there's like this halfling that's just kind of like blowing bubbles, being bored.
Kronk is gonna try to blow bigger bubbles.
The halfling feels like he is being competed against, and he starts blowing bigger bubbles just to compete with you. It sounds like we need constitution checks just to see who's blowing the bigger bubble. You win. He stares. You win this time, Tortle. You almost hear that like he's saying it to you, but you know, you're underwater. He's blowing bubbles. But the look says it all. You win this time, Tortle. At
So
any rate-
during this
Yeah.
little competition, Faustus has
Yeah.
kind of like slid himself over toward the elf and the old man, and it's like, hello.
Hey, how's it going there, friend? Come here often? These bats are definitely what these stiff bones need to feel better.
Well, this is my second time here, but I rather enjoyed my first coming.
Well, I'm sure you'll want to come back here every time. By the way, my name is Sermon, Lord Sermon, at your service.
Oh, a lord, are you?
Aye, yes. Figure I'd sneak off to the baths here with one of my associates and our underling, if you would. And the halfling, like, blows bubble in his direction. Yes,
So,
he needs to be kept watched over.
my name is Faustus, Faustus Stormbreaker, a pleasure.
Faustus, pleasure to meet you. Your friend down there is very capable of blowing very big bubbles. Must have a high lung capacity.
Kronk is certainly a man of many talents, I can assure you.
Ah, Kronk. Oh, well, that's a good name.
Was able to take on a whole dragon by himself.
Wait, what? Dragon? Okay, you gotta regale this tale to me. I don't think I've heard this one. A turtle defeated a dragon. I gotta hear this. What do you got?
Oh yes, our company and I were simply traveling through the forest, and we were suddenly beset by a green dragon.
Oh, wait. That was you guys that took care of that problem?
But yes, we were the very same. I suppose rumors have been floating about.
Well, we have to, minimize the workload. So, in order to do so, we send some of these dangerous jobs to the guilds in hopes they find capable individuals. Looks like they did just that. Hope you didn't have too much trouble with it.
Just a flashback. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's flash all the way back to where Shell is like chasing a butterfly and finds the dragon. Uh-oh! But at any rate, yeah. And then
like flashes back to the present moment.
yeah, and now you're back here. Yeah.
Well, we are certainly alive and kicking.
Kronk's gonna come up from underneath the water. It almost killed me.
Well, it's a good thing you're okay, friend. I mean, you gotta have a capable party to take down a dragon. I mean, if I wasn't mistaken, I think the report said it was young. Like, it wasn't one of them ancient ones. Boy, I'd hate to send a request to the guilds for that one. But, glad to hear it's taken care of. And you know what? He reaches out to shake your hand, Faust. It is a pleasure to meet somebody who could do such a feat. Do you shake?
Like, yep, he takes his hand.
Yeah, he shakes you, and you can feel his grip just tighten as if it's like a strength contest, and he's showing you how strong he is. He's pretty strong. You can feel that grip tightening your hand, and he just kind of like, pleasure to meet you. And then he like lets go of you. You almost feel relieved that he let go, and then he reaches out towards Kronk and asks to shake his hand.
Kronk will shake his hand.
And yeah, you feel that same grip, but you have probably more ability to resist the strength. Yeah, exactly. So let's do that. So this guy's got like a +4. And he feels you push back. He's like, oh, you got a pretty strong grip there, Kronk. I could definitely see why you were able to take down a dragon. You have my admiration, my dear friend. Look at that. We made some good friends today. What do you think? Yes, your lordship.
Yes.
It's...
I did not mean to take your admiration. Do you want it back?
No. I mean, that's a good thing, Kronk. What? Or wait, we didn't offer... Yeah, he said your name. Kronk, was it?
Yes, that is what I go by lately.
Ah, yes. Yeah, that's what your friend here, Faustus, was telling me. Well, no, I am actually pleased as punch that you were able to take care of that dragon situation. Like, that just came across my desk maybe 3 days ago, spotted in our forest. And to hear that it's already been eliminated, yes, you have my admiration. You don't have to pay it back. I mean, you can pay it back by admiring me if you want. He kind of like does like a chiseled chin pose and just looks to the sky.
My friend here generally likes to admire more than I do.
Well, nonetheless, my friends, I'm just making small talk. It's not every day I get to escape the castle duties and come out here and enjoy myself in a nice little hot tub, if you catch my meaning.
I can most certainly relate. I didn't exactly leave the estate much myself.
Oh,
At least not so
estate.
recently.
so? You come from some specific blood, perhaps, or I'm not familiar. Dawnbreaker just doesn't ring a bell.
It's a Perinthian noble lineage.
Oh, yes, Corinthian. Okay, okay. Well, yeah, that would be why I don't know. Well, yeah, I am pretty acquainted with a lot of the nobles of Timor, and their business is my business, as it were. But, you do what you must, right?
I don't suppose that you are acquainted with one Lady Risa?
Kind of like gives you a sly glance and smirks, like, oh, Lady Rissa, you say? How has she been doing? Or do you know her? Yes, I'm acquainted with her. Not as well as I would like, but she seems like the typical type that would be exciting for most young men.
So I was in her home visiting just a few days ago, actually.
Oh, well, how is Lady Rissa? I take it she's well.
Yeah, she appeared to be very well and also very well to do, but you would expect that, I suppose.
Well, she does have her nose in a lot of business, if you know. If you know.
I suppose I can catch your meaning.
Hmm. Hmm. But yeah, yeah, she's a very peculiar woman. She's definitely done well with her name and her training. You know, she used to be one of the Regalia's top knights for a while, but she just got tired of protecting the city and decided to dabble in her own business ventures. It's a shame all that raw talent going to waste.
Oh, well, that's certainly a surprise, but
Oh,
I suppose that everyone has their talents and
oh
their
yes.
preferences.
Well, as you may not know, just not trying to toot my own horn here, but as a lord of the castle, as I am one of the lords of this lovely facility, this city, as you were, I am in charge of the regalia itself.
Oh, so you're quite an important man then.
They don't like it when I talk about this, but you know. And you can see the elf shooting them daggers. Oh, relax. What are they going to do? Kill me? There's like an awkward silence for a moment. See? Nothing happened. At any rate, definitely a bunch of eye rolling. Well, Faustus, Kronk, it's been a pleasure talking to you, but I feel like these guys aren't going to get done staring daggers until I take my leave, so I guess I'll bid you adieu. All right, gentlemen, let's retreat. And they start to retreat out of the pool. At which
It's like,
point,
oh, I suppose it would be rude, but and like turning to the elf boy and the halfling is like, would you happen to have names? I feel it'd be weird if you just left without them.
of course you would. Are you interested in the halfling? Let me check the halfling real quick. Now he had a name because I figured it'd be interesting to drop him into this scenario. But let me see what his entourage name is currently.
Well, who knows? Maybe they'll make a return and wouldn't
Yo,
feel
no, we definitely
would feel
want to make sure.
super rude.
Oh yeah, we don't want to be rude. Let's see here. Where are my halfling names? Here we go. Roll me a D100.
Come on, who done it? Let's do this D100. 44.
His name is Igor. That's
And the
perfect.
elf.
All right. I think I actually had a name for him. Let me double check. His name is. No, that can't be him. All right, never mind. Roll another D100. And I'll look up elf names next.
16.
16. All right, let's see what we got for 16. Oops, that's tables. We need names. 16 gives us Baylite. Baylite. So. Or
Well,
Bay.
Igor, Filite, it's a pleasure to meet you. And to you as well.
Of course, of
And-
course.
Igor, your knight.
Igor is a halfling in the service of... And we have... That is a weird spelling, but we'll deal with it. Alright, yeah, but they pretty much excuse themselves at this point after their brief introductions. And yes, have a good day, the elf kind of like directs. Definitely you see that belittling attitude that the elves generally give most people, but you know, it's either they have a dry sense to themselves or maybe they do think they're more important. Alright, there we go. My notes have been updated. Hopefully I'll remember where to find it. But yeah, you two are now left to your own devices.
Actually, Krunk, do you need assistance with your shell? Is it easy to get that cleaned?
I never worry too much about it.
Is there like moss and stuff growing on that shell?
Yeah, a little bit of moss.
A little bit, yeah. So there you go. I don't know. Have you been hit by a fireball recently?
I don't think so.
I know you've been hit by a poison breath. I don't think that'll count though. Yeah, there's definitely some moss growing on his right shoulder part of the shell.
It's Krunk, you've got a little. Just gestures toward their shoulder.
Oh, it is all right. It is good there. It helps me hide in the forest.
Just kind of like looks at his general features, size, and stature.
He
You know
makes a
what,
great...
Krunk? Yes, you need all the help you can get.
He makes a great rock when he tries. Alright. And at this point, is there any other business to tend to, or?
The Kronk might accidentally drop the soap in front of Faustus on accident, but that's about it.
And yet he bends down and all you see is shell.
Look, Krunk, do be more careful.
The soap is of good quality.
That's fair.
I guess like after they had a nice long soak, would probably afterward make the way back to the tavern.
Fair enough. All squeaky clean. You guys make it back to the tavern. Arthur, is that where you head as well?
Yep, I will be heading back to the tavern. I'm not going to push my luck tonight.
Yeah. So about the time you guys get back to the tavern, squeaky clean, you can see, I don't know, maybe an eager Arthur trying to get to the tavern and find him a place to sit down and rest for the night. But you're all back together.
Kind of like leans over to Krunk as they're coming in. Like, does Arthur seem very pleased with himself tonight?
He seems a little more light-footed than normal.
It's almost like the dice were in his favor for once.
It's like, well, it appears that he's gone off to his room, so I guess we can always ask him about it in the morning.
Oh, well, in that case, we don't even know if that's Arthur. Yeah, that's a very important detail. We forgot. I forgot.
Did he come back as Arthur?
Yeah. So
Nope.
that part, I didn't know. Alright, so Arthur did not come back as Arthur. So I guess you two make it back and nobody's there to be greeted. My bad.
It's like, instead, Faustus has a different conversation. It's like, well, wherever Arthur is, I hope that he's kept himself out of trouble.
Hopefully, he comes out for breakfast in the morning.
I mean, either that or we might need to start looking in the local constabulary.
He may just be hiding in a trash can.
You want to go look?
I don't think Gronk's worried yet.
He's not that worried yet. All right. At this point here, my friends, if you want, we could take a 5-minute break. Maybe get ready for the long rest and figure it out when we get back. Sound good?
Yoki doke.
All right.
I could
So
use more pizza.
I'm sorry.
I could use more pizza.
Yeah. Let's go get a snack. Let's go get something to drink. We'll be back here in about 5 minutes. So if you're enjoying the stream and you're not part of the chaotic calling, leave a follow. And if you would be so kind, you can also join our Discord, !Discord. So we'll be right back in about 5. Take your time yourselves. BRB. right. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are back from our break. Can somebody say something? I want to make sure the audio's coming through correctly.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3.
There we go. All right,
Ring,
everything.
ring, 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 ring,
We're
ring. Banana phone.
we are back, and we're going to get back into it, my friends. So, evening hours. Arthur has come back, but not as himself. So we don't even know where Arthur is. And the pair of you just got done. You're squeaky clean. You smell like lilacs or lavender or some flowery scent of the soap that you want to pick for your own scent if you want.
Yeah, lavender sounds good.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you're back at the tavern. It's getting to be about 8 in the evening, getting closer to a time to go to bed. You're welcome to continue your nighttime shenanigans, or you can go in for a long rest whenever you're ready.
I have not seen Orin yet.
It does seem he's spent a lot of time if he was at the forge.
If he is not here in the morning, we may have to go looking for him.
Although, that does remind me of something. And he's going to pull out a folded piece of etching. I found this strange language on that one blade that Orin made for Arthur, and it seems to be a language I don't understand.
Do we know what language it might be? I
Uh,
doubt. Uh,
That's it. Oh, don't worry, Kunk, I've got this covered. And he pulls out his book.
I mean, you got it covered. I'm asking myself, what was this thing? Let me see.
You'll recall that in a certain city that is currently infested with a lot of cheese.
Yeah. Well, I recall that, but I think I did see this note somewhere. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, so
Let's see, I'm just going to turn the page up. Here it is.
yeah, let's see here. Uh, what did I put this under? Jeez, mm, this is ringing a blank to me, and I don't know if it's because it's been so long or it was like a minor chord that I completely forgot about.
I mean, what's your favorite emote?
Oh, we rise as one. Okay, gotcha. So yeah,
Yeah, because it's in. Yeah, so like he spends the next 10 minutes casting comprehend language as a ritual.
right.
It's like, now what did Orin etch into this?
We rise as one.
Faustus just kind of stares at the text for a moment, then turns to Krunk.
I think it would also be like an alien language. Oh, sorry about that. Let me move the microphone closer to my face. Yeah, I kind of pushed that away. Thank you for that. But yeah, the inscription reads, "We rise as one." The language being alien in nature, but your comprehend language allows you to read through that.
Krunk, I think we may have made a mistake.
I think it was a good idea to go have a bath.
No.
That was a great idea.
No, Krunk, this etching says we rise as one.
I think those rats may have got to Orin.
So he seemed normal. It certainly didn't act anyway like the woman on that farm.
We will have to talk to him in the morning.
At some point we may need to think about going back to Dragonspine. But I suppose that's another topic for another time, but I don't hope that we don't come back to that city in shambles. Just kind of closes his book, trying not to think about what they might come onto next time they see it.
As you close the book, you kind of like glance out the window and you see another carriage filled with crates of cheese being hauled towards the gate.
Krunk, have you noticed that there's been a lot of cheese wagons recently?
And they are paying very well to have it guarded.
Oh, that's right. That was one of the quests, wasn't it? Well, we don't have particular time for that one, considering the ball is a few days from now.
Yes, but what will we do tomorrow?
That is a good question. But I suppose that the day will reveal itself to us when we arrive. As you always say, Krunk, we must savor the moment as it is.
Do you wish to savor the moment with one of those at the bar?
And is there anyone in particular at the bar?
Uh, it's died out. It's definitely getting to be late. So just the drunkards who don't know when to leave are pretty much the only ones left.
You know, if I wanted to talk with them, I could have just done that at home.
They are from your home?
I love these conversations with Kronk.
No, Krunk, I am hinting at the fact that, well, it's like he didn't drink often, but when he did, he always drank rather hard, and always spoke utter nonsense.
Cider is very tasty.
Oh, he most certainly was not drinking cider, I'll tell you straight out. At some point, Krunk, I'll have to show you the finer alcohols.
That
Alright.
wine we had earlier was very good.
Are you aware of the term vintage?
I believe there's a bush called that.
just Faustus just keeps running into these brick walls named Krunk.
Well, you know.
You know what?
So
Rather than explain it, if you know, when we get to the estate, I'll just show you. I think you'll understand better then.
If I have seen the bush before, I will understand.
And I think on that note, I'm going to go check on Shella, to see if she's awoken from her unplanned slumber.
Gee, Kronk, I'm looking forward to when you get transport via plant. Let's see what bush you walk into today. Um, Alright, so Faustus is going to check on Shella. Arthur, are you here?
Yep, I will be. Yeah, I'm here still. So probably just gonna head on back out after dropping off all the stuff that I picked up rather happily.
Mm-hmm. And I guess you and Faustus might have like a brief encounter in the hallway as you drop your stuff off in the room.
Does he even come out as Arthur?
Yeah, let's play that scene.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it would have came out as Arthur. So armor and all.
It's like, oh, Arthur, there you are. We didn't catch you.
Yeah, it's generally the nice thing about my type.
It's like, well, from what you've told me, it's certainly kept you alive thus far. I suppose I suppose whatever you were planning on doing, it was successful?
It was. Both things were. That's another note. Do you have any use for a spell book?
Oh, did you happen to come, and he's going to air quote, come across a spell book?
Yeah, I just found it lying out in the streets. Rather careless of the person that owned it.
It's like, well, I suppose I could take a perusal. After all, I'm sure the owner would have gone and got it if it was important to them.
I mean, that's very fair.
Okay, well, let me go grab it for you real quick. I'll probably just walk back into my room, pick it up, and tan it back.
I'll certainly have to examine this. I have a lot of books to read now.
This book looks awfully pristine for being found somewhere out in the alley or whatnot, or however you think you might have found it. But then again, wizard books usually are.
So, although you said you were accomplished in two things, did they happen to be related?
Not necessarily, but I did manage to find us some additional help for the ball. Should become necessary.
Is this additional help trustworthy?
As trustworthy as I am. Actually, I'll take that back. These types usually aren't. We're paying them. They'll trust us as long as They won't turn their back on us as long as we pay them.
Oh, trust me, I know the type. My family has bought enough silence on its own. In
Oh,
more
not
ways than one.
Oh. Oh, okay. Never mind. This is a future sting. I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah, we're paying for more than just silence. We're paying for potentially getaway and maybe a small minor army. And should worse come to worse, maybe just a bit of assassination. Or he stops for a second. The kidnapping, almost revolting at the idea.
Ugh, kidnapping.
But well, hopefully we'll be able to achieve our goals without resorting to things we'd rather not be doing.
Let's hope, because I somehow get the feeling. Anyways, I still think we're walking into a trap on this one. I just got the extra help just in case.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. We're most certainly walking into a trap. We just don't know what type yet.
Fair point. Also, they're getting paid 20 gold each, and I gave them an advance of 5 gold each. It's only 3 people.
Meanwhile, the main guy's like, yep, this 15 gold's mine, and he'll have 20 more for each of us. Alright, anything else you guys want to talk about, or are you good?
So, well, then I suppose I'm going to take care of my own business in the room, but I suppose if you need me at any point in the evening, it's like, don't feel free to knock on the door.
Don't disturb you, got it.
Oh, Shella.
And then you hear a message. Please disturb me if something's happening.
He'll hear a very sarcastic reply. Don't disturb you. Got it.
Faust just gives a scowling look as he opens the door and closes it behind him.
Alright. And with that, Arthur, you're free to go wherever you want at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna go order an ale and then go sit with Kronk.
Alright, yeah. Ale's had, and Kronk has his ale as well.
ale is not too good today.
Oh, I'm just happy I finally managed to get some progress here on this.
Did you find one of your people?
No, not quite. But I did get progress on something else. Also got some additional help. If you see 3 shady people around anytime soon, please let me know. I will say this obviously quietly.
Mm-hmm.
That guy in the corner looks kind of shady.
They all do, don't they?
I'm gonna turn around to him. No, it's just a staring drunkard. I mean, like, more types that would probably stab someone in the back.
Maybe he's just acting.
And just for the sake of Kronk, can I quickly turn around and make an insight?
Yeah, Insight Kronk, good luck.
I think he meant insight whether the guy's being
Oh, okay. I
fine.
thought we were trying to figure out if Kronk was being silly or not. Okay, like you're trying to incite the drunkards that are in here?
Yeah, just for the sake of being able to assure Kronk.
Yeah, go for it. Now that I know what direction we're walking. Hmm. Yeah, that first one looks like they only got like 2 more drinks further down. The one at the end seems to be wallowing in some love loss. And the other one there is just drinking because they can. Yeah, they seem like the standard drunkards.
I turn back to Kronk. No, they're all drunkards. Trust me, the type you'll know. You won't have your weapon out at all times around them, but they're friendly, kind of. We're paying them. Well, more I'm paying them, and I'm probably gonna have to bum gold off you guys to finish the rest.
Sounds good.
Why would you take gold out of your bum?
Missed opportunity, huh? Alright, so the pair of you continue to enjoy ale, and yeah, it's a very quiet evening, so is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or you got any other plans before I go back to Faustus?
So I guess Kronk, what's your take on this whole ball idea?
I do not know much about that type of thing.
Well, I mean, we're potentially walking into a trap. I mean, Labrissa has worked with, I think it was Minerva. Well, actually, I wouldn't know the name, but I know she's worked with something called Miasmic Shards. And also, I don't know, I just get the very uneasy feeling that she might have done something, and she might be allied with the Hill.
That might be true. This is my first ball.
Do I wear a dress or a suit? Anything else for you
Yeah,
guys there?
I meant just like, what's your thoughts on the whole situation?
I do not have any weird feelings, but I will trust you and Faustus.
Okay. He kind of drinks a bit more. Well, we'll get through this one way or another. That's for sure.
All right. Faustus. Shella is
So is
lulled over, yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's just like, of course she is. Like, is she at least like firmly like hovered like on the bed, or is she like her arm hanging off?
Is she like hovering above the bed? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No. Somehow she is levitating and she is a demon. Uh, she's actually got her tongue lolled out on the pillow, and it's like she's tasting it. Oh, it's like lolled out like that. But yeah, she's spread out on the bed, but she's much smaller than the bed itself. So, though to
It's
be
like, yeah,
fair,
okay.
she would definitely hog the bed regardless.
Yeah, it's mostly just making sure that she wasn't looking like she was about to fall off.
Yeah, she's good.
It's
She's
like,
really good.
no. I guess Faustus for a second is just going to just like, like since he has the spell book in his hands, just like, well, I might as well give this a perusal.
All right,
See
let's
if there's anything I
peruse.
can use.
All right, let's see here. How do I want to do this? Cause warlocks.
Yeah, so he at least Faustus in his current state, he can copy spells up to level 3 from, well, technically any spell list, but since it's a wizard spell book.
Yeah, this is a very particular set of spells. Let's see here. So let me actually
A
open up
heavy
the book.
emphasis on rituals would be nice, but I can't control that.
Oh no, that's perfectly understandable. We'll say there's mage armor. That's like the staple and the butter of all wizards for the most part. Leomund's tiny hut. Definitely a ritual. What else would be in here? There is Misty Step. And what else did I see that was interesting? We'll say Magic Missile. And what is that one spell? Dear Lord, what was it? A Larceny of Time or something? Or Fortune's Favor. We'll go with Fortune's Favor. Let's throw that one in there. Alright. So yeah, those are your spells in this book that you can see.
At least from what I remember, I think it's only Leomund's tiny hut that's the ritual, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's like, oh, well, that one should be very useful down the line. I'll have to thank Arthur later. And for now, he's going to put away the book because that's going to take a bitch ass long time to copy.
Yeah, so those are the spells that are currently in it.
So well then, so as I guess as Faustus dresses himself down for the evening and kind of like gets himself into bed, he thinks back to his conversation with the I keep forgetting her name.
Lady
I need to
Rissa
say her.
or
No,
who?
with the bookstore.
Oh, Everina?
Everina?
Yeah, Elverina, yeah.
Oh,
I'll
Elverina. Okay. If
yeah,
I say
yeah.
it enough times, I'll actually remember it.
Yeah, I mean, her name is. I'm starting to see a pattern in my own naming convention for female elves, but you know.
Like, yeah. So his conversation with Elverina regarding people of his kind, and just thinks
I
to
apologize.
himself,
I lied to you. Elvatina. My bad.
"Oh, Elvatina."
See, there's a naming convention that I really need to work on.
Like with Elvatina,
There you go.
Elvatina.
Yeah. Just think of Tina.
And like not really sure of himself. He's just going to kind of just sort of speak out loud. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not really sure how this works at all. It's it's Faustus. Oh, wait, no, Christopher. I don't know if you really pay attention to me these days, but well, supposedly there is something that I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not really sure what exactly that is. I may not have I may not have grown as maybe expected, but well, I would appreciate guidance if you're still listening at all. He just kind of like shakes his head, feeling silly. He's just like, yeah, never mind that. And with
Yep.
that, he's just going to just like settle himself into bed for the evening.
All right. Is everybody else going to go to bed, or do you have any other shenanigans you want to get up to?
If she's getting late, Kronk will go to bed.
All right, and Arthur as well.
Yep, I will go to bed as well. I'm not going to pull any count evil stuff, so.
All right, well that's fair. So, as the night progresses, Faustus, a dream is had, and in this dream you can see a familiar location. It's the dining room table where you usually have your meals with your mother and father, and any guests that they would have. And there's a guest here today. Lady Rissa seems to be sitting down on one end of the table and your mother at the other, and you're just sitting there with them. And let's see here. Rissa starts the conversation. It has been some time since last we had a chance to talk over tea, dear. Indeed. Shall I have the help fetch you more tea? Please. And enters a woman who matches the description of the woman who shouted out for Christopher in the other dream. She remains mute, silent, and pours tea without a word. She was never able to speak the entire time that you've known her. She's always quietly attended to you and your mother's demands. And then you just kind of like lose grip on that dream. And then it is morning time, and you all wake up feeling pleasantly restored, though some haunted by a dream or two. I've had the weirdest dream, Faustus.
What? He kind of like gets up from bed.
I dreamed that there were plenty of nails and bones for me to use for money, and I was the richest kobold in the world.
Oh, that's a very interesting dream, Shella.
Let's go break some bones. I want to be rich.
You know what? We'll see how the day progresses. How about that, Shella?
Okay. Hey, how did I get to bed?
It's like I put you there last night after you fell unconscious.
What did you do to me? Wait, did you do something to me? Other than the drink, I think.
Shella, you passed out the minute that you drank the wine. Don't you remember?
Well, that's embarrassing. Walks out the door.
That's just kind of like stares, shrugs, and starts dressing himself.
All right. I've actually had an interesting night deal with the other two accomplices, if it were. That maybe if we recruit two more players that we've been talking about, those two players might come from that scenario. Maybe you hire them on permanently. We'll see what we could do. But other than that, the rest of you are able to rise and shine. It is morning time once more. It is, I guess it would be technically a Wednesday. And there is still no Orin to be found.
Good morning, Krunk, Arthur. Uh, Still no Orin, I suppose?
Not seen him yet.
Did he come back home at all last... Not home. Did he come back to the tavern last night at all?
I was
I
gonna
have,
ask the bartender if she's seen him.
different person working, but you're able to describe the person. They shake their head. I haven't seen him, no. I think I would recognize someone with that descriptor.
The bartender does not know.
I'm starting to become concerned. Perhaps we should make our way over to the Smiths just to make sure he hasn't accidentally spent the night there.
I cannot believe a anvil would make a good bed.
I mean, it could make a really good bed depending upon what the frame's made out of.
Looks like it would be like I frankly I think it would be very cold-hearted if we didn't at least check up on him just to be sure.
Alright, so what's the intention here? You want to finish up your meal and go look for him, or?
That's at least Faustus's intention.
Right. Everybody on the same page, or?
Yeah, Kronk will throw back his 2 eggs and his fresh greens and good go.
Good
Yep,
deal.
I'll do the same.
You had fresh greens too. Nice. Alright, so everybody has their breakfast. Shella just shoves bacon into her face and just chomps it down, and then she's ready. Let's go! And the intention is to go to the armory, right?
Yes.
Ookie. Let us be on our way, friends. So, one of the places that you would know to look would be the Steel Knights, run by a blacksmith by the name Felmore. And you make your way to this blacksmith. You can see him, carrying in some, like a wheelbarrow that's filled with all kinds of coal, and it looks like he's getting his forge set up for the day.
Excuse me, sir.
No, yeah, what's going on?
I'm sorry to trouble you, but did a certain individual come by your armory last night to work on the forge?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Horn was his name, was it?
Thank gods. Is he all right? Is he still in the shop? We haven't seen him.
No, he kind of like left here babbling about something about Gong missing or something. Like he started hammering away, and then he looked like he was, got a good old smile on his face, getting some work done, and he keeps looking off to the side like somebody was supposed to be coming by and say hi to him. And then he just kind of like had an epiphany as he tried to, I don't know, he says he can channel divinity, create things in a quicker manner than, the forge itself is capable. But when he attempted it, I called bullshit, is basically what I did. But he looked a little flustered, and he rushed out of here in a panic. I don't know where he's been since that, but yeah, he was here, and then he tried to use whatever that skill was, and just, it I think he was pulling my leg. I mean, sure, there are some people who have that ability, but come on, let's be for real, right? I've only seen wizards cast stuff like that. Like, those are cheaters, right?
So, well, he was a sort of special individual in his own right. Supposedly, his god is related to forging. He's a cleric, a
Well,
very oddball cleric, but a cleric thereof.
well, a religion based around forging, ain't that something? Never heard of it, but there's a lots of half-cracked religion out there that most people shouldn't be following. If you get my drift, I mean, Kazuya blesses all, as if he was like saying a saying to protect his house.
So yes, we all invite her warm winds.
Warm winds indeed, my friend. But all the same, yeah, your friend just left in a tizzy or something. Like I asked him what's wrong, and he's missing, and he just kept babbling he's missing, and just walked right out of the forge. Oh, yeah, here's a hammer he was using. He just dropped it and hands you like one of his blacksmith tools that he had.
He abandoned his tools.
When he tried to do that channel divinity, he felt marked or something. I don't know. Like he just let it fall out of his hands when he couldn't do anything. It was like he was flabbergasted, surprised maybe. Weird individual after that point. I just didn't know what to think of it. So, yeah, he was here, and then he left.
I guess would this be like a religion check? Or like an
Uh,
insight? Question mark?
well, insight if you want to know if he's lying to you or whatnot. I'm not sure a religion check would help since it's nothing that we're familiar with in particular because it's one of those heresy religions.
Heresy, I say.
Well, minor religions that don't get publicly recognized in this realm. But yeah, you could pick either one. Whichever path you want. Heck, I'll let you go both if you want.
Faustus
Yeah.
might know shit.
Even 14 still kind of like cuts you off from knowing anything particular unless, he said something about it. I mean, let's face it, Faustus and Orin didn't always get off on the right foot, so your interest in his business really wasn't any furthering unless it actually helped your friendship or cooperation. Uh, I don't know. Did he ever speak to you of his god? I don't even think that's even came up in a.
Not in a descriptive conversation, no.
Yeah, yeah. So like, there might have been minor throwbacks, which would never give you enough clue to actually piece this together. But it's not unheard of the holy or those who are in divine stances, those who are charged with a holy duty, so to speak, like a paladin of sorts. That if they change their motives, if they change their will, if they go against the very god that they're trying to worship or serve, that god can revoke abilities. And that might be the closest thing you got to the knowledge you're looking for.
I mean, that's a very warlock thing to consider.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, piss off the parent, you're gonna lose your Nintendo for 2 weeks. You don't want that.
Oh, well. I guess it's unfortunate that he didn't come to see us about this, but. So, well, thank you for your assistance.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
anyway.
Oh, well, here's his hammer back. If you see him, give it back to him. I mean, we don't want to keep a man from his tools.
So yes, and he'll kind of just like take the hammer, just kind of like contemplating. Carry on with your morning. Sorry for
No,
disturbing you.
no, you're fine. Well, if you need anything, let me know. Steel Knights. Hey, see you later.
I was gonna say on a side note, real quick, who did I get my armor commissioned from?
I think it was actually this place as well.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But, it's still being worked on. Like, that was going to be a couple of days at the very least, if not longer, if I recall. Like, I know I wrote some of this information somewhere, so I'll find it for us.
I believe you said it'd be ready by the time the ball came around, but
Yeah,
can't
sounds
quite remember
fair.
myself.
So, yeah, we'll say probably tomorrow will be the day when he's finishing up. You can definitely see, like, a mannequin that is in the far back end of the forge that has, like, some of the material that looks like what you have given him. And I think you said, yeah, that should be done hopefully tomorrow. Like, we're just waiting for the scales to come back, getting them specially done.
Ah, good.
What do you want now, phone? All right.
Oh, Arthur, did you order something?
Yes, remember that money I got from the dragon and the scales?
Oh, yes, I do recall you collecting a fair amount of those.
Yeah, I'm having that fashioned into armor. Meaning people won't be able to bat me around much easier. That's the dragon. In that case, I'm taking more of its scales.
Oh, well then I hope that it looks splendid on you then. It's like dragon scales are quite the hot commodity.
That's true. Oh, I had one more request. Do you it's not too late to go ahead and change around this just slightly. Do you think you could design it so that way it would fit either a male or a female?
Kind of like looks at you a little confused. Wait, what? I mean, we already took your measurements. I mean, he's confused on why. You can definitely see that in his face. Why would you need a woman to wear your outfit, my friend?
It's of no concern, really. It's I have a wife she occasionally goes out to. I prefer her to stay protected.
Well, the thing is, if I make it a certain way, I mean, it's going to be made a certain way, so it's either going to be baggy for a guy or it's going to be way too tight for the bigger sizes. What the hell is your problem, phone?
I know how that feels. Okay. Well, I guess then have to find out another way around that, but thank you for the consideration at least.
Oh, no problem. Like, you still want it with the measurements we got, right?
Yes, go ahead and do it with the measurements you still have.
Alright. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're enchanting those scales. It'll probably be able to adjust the armor for you, for whoever's wearing it, I guess, but it depends upon how good that magic holds up. We'll see.
Can they contain the double Ds?
Well, if she's that busty,
Or the fabled triple E?
Or should we even have a conversation about, is Elizabeth actually a bee? Flat as a board? And this whole conversation's been for not?
Insert rogue facepalm here.
Yeah. Alright, but at any rate, yeah, so he has your order being progressed, and you are able to continue about your day, guys.
Okay, I think in that event, I at least want to drop by the bounty board, see if I can pick up on any of the people I'm tracking. Or myself, and burn those.
for the sake of brevity, I will say there hasn't been any new bounties posted yet, so no news is good news.
Actually, Faustus is going to make his way to a magic shop.
Off to the magic shop. Alright.
Gonna lick the +1 lollipop.
I think that's where that song was actually going, yeah. So, the arcane. Let's see here. One day I will go through my notes and actually sort them out. Relays Arcanium. Part of the northern district of the town. Is it just you going, or is anybody going with? I mean, Shella's going.
Nope. I'll probably go too, just because of anything else. There's some stuff I can maybe pick up.
Alright, Prompt, you hanging out?
Yeah, I'd be following along. Yeah, I'd be heading with.
Awesome. Alright. So, yeah, this here is run by a halfling, and as soon as you all walk into the shop, you can see what looks like little light orbs appear above your head as the door rings, and then this little light just appears above you as if indicating there's somebody there. And this halfling comes from behind a counter. What do we have here? What can I help you with?
Yes, good morning. I was hoping to pick up a few supplies.
What kind of supplies are you looking for, my friend?
It's like, well, I was hoping to gather a mix of, okay, it was part of one item. A mix of, incense, charcoal, and herbs, if you would please.
About how much you needing?
It's, above game,
Yeah.
20 gold's worth.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, yeah, you kind of like tell them in so many words. And yeah, you can definitely get that, no problem. 20 gold's worth.
And also, might I have some inks for inscribing?
It's a special inks. And I take it there's a value to that as well, right?
So above game, he's going to ask for like 150 gold's worth.
And yeah, that's doable. So 150 gold worth of ink. Very special ink. It has glitter in it. I'm kidding, it's actually magic specs. I'm kidding, it's just... I don't know what that is.
It's like, well, no shame in glitter. The only problem is getting it off afterward.
Well, it definitely makes seeing the spell book a lot easier. At any rate, is there anything else you need?
No, that should be all for now.
Anything else for the rest of you?
I actually have one thing. What do you have in terms of, say, concealed weaponry? On above game, I'm looking for what's known as the arm blade.
He blinks at you haphazardly like, I don't have anything like that. I deal in magical items and components mostly. Not, that sounds like something the Smiths would probably come up with.
Okay, I was just seeing around. Maybe had something you could that would turn invisible, or I could maybe put into a pocket dimension and plug right back out.
No, nothing like that. Not here today, anyway.
Do you have anything that would make it harder to get hit by?
Like a cloak, you would say?
Perhaps I've been hit a lot in my last few fights. I wish to stop getting hit.
I don't blame you there. I don't like getting hit either. Let's see here. And he's kind of like looking around as I'm also looking around. I believe this is the one we want, right? No. That's not the one. He shows you to a mannequin near the front of the store. And upon this mannequin, there's a feathery looking cloak. Like the rope that leads around to clasping to the front is like woven with feathers. A little cloak there, and it just kind of like spirals down into like soft feathery down as it just kind of like spreads across the back of it. and he kind of like flips it off and he puts it on, and then the feathers just kind of like leap into the air, and you see two projections of his image just hovering right there around him. Something like this.
What does it do?
Well, try to hit me.
I guess I'll try to hit him. I don't have my.
Yeah, yeah, you can just throw a strength or dex at him, or you can swing your staff or spear and roll with disadvantage. I mean, if you're
Well,
gonna
that
roll
didn't
a
work.
d4.
That didn't work. I
Roll.
thought. Why didn't it roll? Why didn't
were
it
you
roll
try-
twice?
Because
Oh,
you,
yes,
you
yeah.
need to, you need to roll 2 d20s, not a d4.
Ah, it still didn't work right. Damn it. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll just go like this. Then.
Yeah, just go again. There you go. Yeah, 15. He kind of like steps out of the way, and one of the shadows just kind of like takes the blow. But basically, this cloak here stops working at this point. So we see all the feathers reappear on the cloak as it seems to have just temporarily made it to where you had disadvantage on the roll. Definitely not the one I thought, so I think there was another one. So yeah, it projects an illusion, makes you appear to be standing in a place near your actual location, causing any creature to have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. Oh, okay, so you didn't take damage. Okay, never mind, the cloak is still active then. And it would stay active until you actually got hit.
Very neat.
Yes. Pulls it off, and fortunately it's a very pricey item, my friend. It's like 1,500 gold.
Oh, I do not have that much.
And it's a darn shame, my friend. Well, I will hold on to it. And if not, within a week or two, I do plan on putting it up for the auction.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, thank you, sir.
Can I interest you in a rune of light?
What does that do?
It's a one-time rune, and he like takes a little rock and he kind of like chips away at it for a moment, and there's like an archaic emblem on there, and he kind of like holds it out to you. I am what they call a rune master. Found out not too long ago, and been wondering why I couldn't do simple cantrips. Apparently, I need little rocks to embed my abilities.
You know,
I
you
just-
remind me of somebody I knew.
Huh, funny that. Here, how about you guys take this along? It's a one-time use, but it'll cast the light spell for 1 hour. So whoever wants, they can have a rune of light, and it will allow you to cast light for 1 hour from the rock.
Give me light. No.
Sight beyond sight, perhaps. But at any rate, he sets the cloak back on the mannequin, kind of like pushes it back behind the register, and just kind of like checks you guys over if you want to get anything else or if there's any other business you have here. Will that be all then, my friends?
Yeah, yes, that will be all for me. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, anytime. Well then, good day, my friends. At which point
And
I
they-
suppose... Yeah, go ahead.
Then they wander out of the shop.
I was just making sure we're stepping to a beat here. So, wandering out of the shop, Shella chasing the light orb that was above her head, and then as you walk out, it disappears. She goes, "Oh," and you are out in the streets. Where would you like to proceed from here, my good friends?
And I'd like to probably find a fence. Also, just on another thing, just to make sure there was several types of rope in that shop I looted.
Mm-hmm. I would say you found 3 coils of hempen rope. Any more than that would be a little bit harder to take out, unless you had a bag of holding.
Yeah, I meant like, was there any like silk rope or something like that?
No, it was all hempen.
Okay.
No fancy rope for you. Alright. Well, what's the agenda, my friends? I mean, basically all you really need to do perhaps is like burn away the day. You can do that in a myriad of ways. You can continue to hunt down Orin if you want, or you can attempt to go after separate endeavors. The day is yours. How would you like to spend it?
It's like, why do you think Orin left without saying a word?
Maybe he was embarrassed.
Maybe you wanted some Danishes.
I don't think you just leave your friends be. Well, I suppose he didn't really like the F word that much. Well, certainly compatriots without saying a word, so even if it's something particularly embarrassing, I mean, I've shared enough about myself, even the most difficult parts of myself, so
And by the
Uh,
way, I'm out of Danishes.
you found more Danishes, or are those the ones left over from yesterday?
Oh wait, I thought I ran out. Oh, there they are. Never mind.
How's that Danish look?
Crushed. Definitely been some weight under it. Like, it looked like she rolled over the bag that she was carrying that had them in it.
So I hope you enjoy those, Shala.
Mm.
Well then, I suppose if Oren decides to come and visit us once again and tell us what happened to himself, then we shall welcome him with open arms, but I suppose for now we'll hope for the best that he's alright.
Okay.
Did either of the two of you have any plans for today?
Maybe we could find someone that needs help.
So, it's like, Arthur, didn't you happen to pass by the guild hall recently?
Yes, I didn't see anything up that was new. That was maybe the impending thing is going to be causing some issues. That
Yes, that probably would make things rather distracting for the populace in general, but especially the guard. They probably would have also hired some adventurers.
That is very true.
still, with the ball being so close as it is, we need to kind of prepare for that. Every eventuality that could happen.
Yes, I do suppose that's right. It's thankfully I always keep formal wear on me, so I'm more than prepared for what needs to be done. Oh, by the way, how are you expecting to get your weapons into the ball?
Well, I have that figured out. I'm with one of the people that I'm hiring. They're lending me their bag of holding. With that in mind, I'm going to stuff everything in there, including my armor. And from there, I can snake those in, strap it to my leg, and when necessary, I can just pull out a rapier and a short sword as necessary.
Huh, you really are a forward thinker, aren't you, Arthur?
Never leave any unforeseen eventuality unchecked.
Well, I suppose the only deadly weapon I have is this, and kind of holds up his signet ring.
That's very deadly.
And with that, as to kind of prove his point, I'm going to jump back a bit.
It's a... No, I'm not going to cast any spells on you. It's like, most certainly save my fireballs for a special occasion.
Yes.
Yeah, real
Save your
special. Go ahead,
save
Gronk.
your singing voice for the ball.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
So, anyway. So I suppose I'll spend my day indoors then. Although I suppose if you happen to be wandering the streets and something happens, it's like you know where to find me.
I'll be sure to track you down if something does happen. Next bit of business I have, I really need to take on my own.
All right. And with
Krunk, will you be in the tavern or will you just be wandering around?
We'll look for people that need help.
Then I suppose give it your all then. And kind of like unused to the custom, just like pats his shoulder.
some of the moss falls off.
Kronk
Oh,
doesn't even
sorry.
pay attention to it.
But then I suppose I'll see you all later.
All right. So Faustus and Scheller are heading back to the tavern. Arthur's got his own business he's going to deal with, and Kronk is going to look for people in need.
Yeah, that basically means he's just gonna help people move like heavy stuff and whatnot.
Hmm. Make a perception check, Kronk. So, somewhere down the street, guards hear it. Unfortunately, poor Kronk does not hear it, but some lady just had her purse ripped off from her as some guy is running off with her money. But Kronk is up the street carrying a giant couch down the stairs and helping this one guy move. So you load it up to the carriage, and a good day's work has been done.
Hooray!
There you
Helping.
go. There you go. Matter of fact, it gives you 2 gold pieces for the help.
Thank you very much.
No, man, thank you. That couch is heavy as hell. If I didn't have someone like you, I would never have gotten that out.
You could have always grabbed an axe if need be.
Well, I want to keep it in one piece. You know, they pay more if it's intact. I mean, well, have a good day, sir.
You as well.
And Kronk walks away, and then eventually the actual owner of the house comes back and realizes, hey, where's my couch? As the carriage pulls away. Otherwise, Arthur, what are we doing?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go find me a I'm gonna go find me a fence.
Mm-hmm. You follow the carriage with the couch, and you find a fence. Okay, no, make an investigation check.
Okay, if necessary, I'm gonna drop by those urchins again.
Yeah. Straight roll then. Yeah, it's just.
It
gonna
was
be a
such a
straight roll.
nice fence, though. A white
know.
picket fence.
Oh yeah, and then the wind blew and knocked it over. Yeah, you find a peculiar, like you're led somewhere. Like you ask around the sources that you're familiar with, and one of the kids leads you to a strange building. Like it's too small to be anything. Like maybe a shed, perhaps. But the shed has like a down staircase that's underneath some like a tatami mat, and it kind of like lift the mat back, roll it up, put it up against the wall, and there's like an open door that you can go down, and it leads down into this dark cavern underneath the city. And then you find yourself in the belly of the Undercity, and here you can see what looks like the black market, perhaps. And you're led to a particular fence in particular fence. That's a weird way to put it. You're led to a half elf who's got like half an ear on his right, and he just kind of like looks at you as you kind of approach. And the kid that brought you down here just says he's looking to get rid of some stuff, but he says it in thieves' can't. So like he nods, says, "Well, what do you got?"
Right, so I've got some stuff I found. A nice spyglass, perfectly intact. Amazingly. Along with that, 3 journals. I estimate they could fetch about 25 gold pieces each.
Anything else?
And a bag of 1,000 ball bearings, because I don't need 5,000.
You act like I need any at all. For this whole lot, he just kind of like waves a finger. I'll give you 500 gold.
Make it 600 and we'll call it good.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I wasn't getting full price for that spyglass, but eh.
Oh, I mean, you're trying to fence it. $600, it's a deal. So he hands over 60 platinum pieces and takes your goods and hides them away.
You said 60 platinum?
Yep, which is equivalent to 600. If my math is off, well, it's been a while, guys.
Alright, with that, I'm just kind of gonna explore the Undercity just a little bit.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stalls. Like there's a potion maker here. They seem to be making some weird concoctions. The smell is like very rancid and sulfuric in nature. It seems to be a female human who is like running some kind of experiments back and forth here. Beyond that, there's a couple of other stalls, like, you know, just basic snacks or something. Like, you know, while you're out there working, you might as well have a snack. So there's some vendors out here who are just selling food items. There is a small display of like knives and daggers. So there's like one guy who's showing off all these showcase daggers. And some of them are like, they have like a switchblade to it in a way. Like, has like a mechanism on one of these daggers that hides the actual blade. And you can just kind of like trigger the button and it pops the blade back out in full extension. What else would be around here? And then just a couple of the other stalls are like pawnbrokers, similar to the guy that you sold your goods off to, except they got like random items. Some could be magical, some could just be knickknacks, or just pawned off baubles that you yourself have pawned off. Would be something else someone else would have pawned off. Is there anything you're looking for in particular, or no?
Nope, nothing in particular, although if I could find one, I would like to maybe try and find a place I could maybe get some smoke bombs from.
Yeah, one of these
That is a thing.
pawnbrokers. Yeah. Yeah, I think, well, actually that alchemist who's working on potions and concoctions, she's actually got a few of these smoke grenades, as you would have it. Light it up, and as soon as the fuse hits, it lets out a obscuring smoke. For mechanical, we'll say it's like a, what is the, is it like fog or something? What's the name of that spell? But either way, it obscures the area for like, we'll say 10-foot radius.
Okay, with that, I will pick a couple of those up, depending on the price.
Let me see what fog cloud actually does. We'll say it's equivalent to fog cloud. That way we have something to look up quickly, just in case. So just kind of like put in parentheses, same as fog cloud spell. And you create a 20-foot radius spear of fog center on a point within range, so wherever you drop the bomb is where it'll go off. And the spear spreads around the corners and blah blah blah. It lasts for a duration or until wind of greater speed of 10 miles per hour disperses it. So the duration is 1 hour. Okay. And what else?
Okay, just a couple of those. Nah. One incendiary, I can just make Molotovs.
I would say these smoke bombs are 25 gold each. And I would say there's a maximum of 3 if you wanted to get them.
I'll pick up all 3, so minimize my gold count by 75.
Alright. The young lady hands over the bombs, and you're able to continue your shopping spree.
And with that, unless I see something I can specifically conceal, like keep it on me at all times and have it concealed at the same time in terms of weaponry, I think in that case, I'm just going to walk on out.
Alright. And yeah, you make your way back to the surface, and you're able to rejoin society in whatever format you wish to do. You heading anywhere else in particular, or are you good where you're... Oh, yeah, where do you want to go?
Oh, what time is it?
I guess you got all this done around noon.
Yeah, no, I can't think of anything else I'd want to do for the rest of the afternoon.
Alright, so probably make your way back to the tavern at this point.
Actually,
Or go ahead.
I might go ahead and make a quick run about the streets real quick, see if I can find any more hill members, or if I can maybe spot someone else that I would recognize.
Make perception. Nobody from the hill, and you got your eyes out like a hawk. Or even if they're around, maybe they're not even wearing their iconography, but either way, you don't see anybody from the hill, but you do find yourself like going towards like a sanitarium of sorts. And just from your perception check, picking up on a conversation in passing, you hear some words about, oh, that poor man came in screaming that his God has forsaken him. And that's the most of the conversation you caught as they walk into the sanitarium.
Going to maybe just walk away from that one.
Alright, fair enough. And at which point, Kronk has helped somebody today. You have procured your items, and is there anything Shella and Faustus are doing in particular, or are we just spending the day?
Well, Faustus is going to spend the first 6 hours of his day copying Leomund's tiny hut into his Book of Shadows.
Alright, yeah. So, in the middle of him writing into his book, like, you guys all return in time to get lunch if you want it.
I was like, yeah, he would have taken a snack break.
Yeah. Like, lunch is had. You guys are at the same table if you wish to be.
Oh, they're back. Hey, Faustus. Hey, Arthur.
Shella, I'm right here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, Kronk. The DM forgot to tell me which one I meant to say.
It's okay, that happens sometimes. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think he's going to see now.
Shella, at any rate.
What did you all do this morning?
I helped a man move a couch.
Well, you did say you wanted to help someone today, so
He even paid me 2 gold for helping. He was very nice.
well, I guess that's one way for them to show gratitude. Frankly, I'm surprised you didn't ask to just have him buy you a drink or something.
He offered the gold. I did not even ask.
You know, despite our miscommunications, I think I'm starting to understand you more and more, Kronk.
All right.
It is easy. Just save her life and help people.
So,
And then I suppose that's how you'll stay.
so for my intention, what I think I will do is once we definitely get to the scenario where we're close to that day and the help is supposed to be arriving to talk to, I think I want to make sure we end the session before that. So let's, like, this would be like Wednesday. So, considering there's another day in between, is there anything any of you want to get accomplished in the city before we reach that final event?
It's more of the same for Kronk.
Yeah.
I mean, outside
'Cause
pick
yeah, like I could feel like we can generalize a lot of it, but if there's definitely some role play aspects we want to like play out right now, that'd be great. We could do that. But I think if we get to the point to where we're going to introduce maybe 2 new characters next week, they will be part of the help, and then depending upon how well they do in that fiasco, will determine whether or not they stay on long term. In your guys' opinion, so trial by fire. How's that sound?
Sure.
All right. And yeah, like I said, if there's any other bits and pieces you want to like cover before we get to that day, we can just kind of like summarize it a bit and roleplay the important parts that you definitely want to play out. So, is there anything important between these 2 days that you think you need to go over before we run into the main event?
Like, at minimum, Faustus is going to resummon Dorian and give his apologies.
Well, it's not like Benedir. You're not going to get pecked to death.
No, but Faustus is polite and
Yeah.
realizes his role in the spirit being squished.
I was so scared. How dare you, Faustus? All right, so Dorian
And you
will
know,
be returned. Go ahead.
and then honestly, you know, like not having anything in particular to do in town, like Faustus probably would have started taking a crack at like and actually go to the proper name. Yeah, the Journal of Javal.
Ooh, let's look at that then, shall we? Let's see. Did I make a handout of that? Is the question.
If you did, it's volume 3.
Thank you. All right. I think that's all I need to know. Let me go in my OneNotes. I do have that there. All right, so you're going through volume 3. Awesome. This third journal details his trip along the eastern shores as they departed from the jungles into the coastal regions and flatlands of the east. There they stayed at a castle city along the coast known as Levia. They say the sea goddess herself walks amongst its people in human form. Whether it's true or not was all speculation and perhaps crazy talk, as no meeting was ever had with the head priestess who ran the city. Leviathan was worshipped heavily here, and ceremonies of her order were carried out daily in worship of her blessings. The city was said to have extremely good fishing trade, and tropical fish like sea salmon, marlins, and the like were caught in bundles. The ocean's fruits were left for them to harvest with deep tradability assurance. Any player who is, I think this is where I say you need to make. Make an intelligence check. Make an investigation, actually. And I need you to make 3 of them. This is like checks you're making as you're progressing through the book.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh!
That's also sad.
Ow! Mmm.
You know, I'm gonna, on that last one, like, would you say that this is happening over the course of several times?
Well, I would say like the first day there is definitely, wow, swindlers, welcome in, raiders. Yeah, we just got raided, my friends. All right, so, well, it
No,
kind of
I'm
sucks
asking for the purpose. I'm asking for the purpose of potentially just adding Devil's Own Luck to all 3 of those.
how about
If
this?
it's
Well, the thing is, the first check prevents you from going any further.
oh,
So
so even
unless
if I use Devil's Own Luck for that one, then
yeah, but I would say if you can overcome it, I would let you continue to reroll.
okay, come on, I
Aw.
believe.
Thank you for the follow, my friend.
So cumulatively 12.
I do believe the first DC is 12. You made it. So you overcome the first investigation, and this book starts going over like trade secrets, and your understanding starts to grow a little bit about how the trading industry was done back in the day. Make another one. Yeah, we should definitely spot it out. Well, I don't think you want to roll
That'll
that
be
one.
15. Oh,
Okay.
you want me to
Oh,
make?
no. That's fine. Yeah, okay. If you're doing that, that's 15 is exactly what you need to make the second one. Good job. And then there's one more.
I really have the Devil's Own Luck.
You sure do. Let's see. Let's see how it holds up here.
It'll be 17.
Unfortunately, the devil's luck is just not enough to overcome this. Would you like to buy yourself advantage?
Let's see what we can do about this.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in you, Faustus, question mark.
In case anybody's wondering, my monitoring screen's in this direction. Alright, I see it, so go for it. And I'll get those clusters from you. If you're new to the channel, basically, if you continue watching, you start earning channel points, which are known as cookie clusters here. And
Like,
players
nah.
and viewers alike can spend those cookie clusters to influence rolls or give them boons and banes. And if you're really special and you want to give up 50,000 cookie clusters, you can buy them a draw from the deck of many things. So unfortunately, your Devil's Own Luck cuts you short. You can definitely reattempt to do this on the next day.
I will get you 3rd stage.
Yep, so you get
Waves fist into the sky.
Yeah, so basically, just certain concepts about why would ships and captains and the whole trading industry fall apart on itself in certain locations kind of like confuses you, or maybe the wording just isn't getting across because it's from so long ago. Like some of the terms aren't making sense, and that might be what it is. Like maybe there's new terminology that's used for what's being said, but yeah, it just sounds like a lot of old speak at the very end, and you're just right there at the cusp of actually understanding it.
Just puts the book away. It's like, I'll take care of this another time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure inspiration will come to me.
Ah, one would hope. All right. Well, with that said, then is there anything else we wish to accomplish before we close up shop for the main event, which we'll have next week?
So just to make sure this is all stuff for the next day, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so outside, pick up my armor, try and I'll make sure it all fits properly, and I'll see what the properties are of that.
That was a +1 leather, studded leather, right? There's no additional, though I guess I could say it has resistance to acid damage. That's black, right? Yeah, that's black. Yeah, this particular leather piece did have black scales of a black dragon that they recently killed, so I would say it would offer you resistance to acid. Yeah, it was acid, right? It's either acid or poison. Yeah. Wait, green dragon. Was it green or black? Now I'm confused.
It
Green.
was a green dragon.
All right, it's poison. Never mind. Poison. So if you stab yourself on accident with a poison dagger, you only take half. Any other business you guys want to like wrap up before we wrap up ourselves?
I'll say also make a quick another look around the streets again.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception. As
Okay. And also soft that leather armor.
Ah, the streetwalker.
we can go over that off stream. As far as your perception check here, they're being scarce, though you do recognize, and it's hard to tell. Maybe he was there this whole time, or maybe he's following you. But you do recognize the guy that approached you as Arthur in the tavern, who works for Lady Rissa. Maybe it's coincidence that he just happened to be in the same area at this point, or maybe he's following you. Either one of those could be true. You can probably insight it, but I'll leave that to you, my friend.
Will do.
Yeah, this had to be a coincidence. You keep telling yourself that. All right, so
That-
with yeah, go ahead.
I say outside selling that, that'll be pretty much it.
All right. So with that being said, yeah, we're definitely getting to a point where we're going to be going to a ball. Lady Rissa is hosting a ball, and she invited you all to come and join her. At this ball, some of us are suspecting a trap. Some of us are just expecting a good time. And we're going to be looking for help, apparently. So if you're part of our Discord community, exclamation mark Discord if you're not, you can join our Discord, and we will be putting out a note to our players who want to play on Monday night campaign. We are looking for 2 new players. And basically, we do a little interview. So, sometime during the week, we will interview those interested and take the best 2 options we have and introduce them into Monday's game as these 2 new helpers. So, there is a rogue character who is going to invite 2 more people to help him. And honestly, whatever class you decide to play is perfectly fine, regardless if you're a rogue or if you're some other class. Because let's face it, rogues have to have help from other classes to get ahead, so to speak. So we're going to look for 2 helpers from our community. We're going to try to promote them into our game here. So if you're definitely one of those players who play on Friday nights or Sundays, this is your chance to get into one of the staple games. Other than that, I guess I'll go ahead and start closing up the game. So let's see. Our new scheduling for the time being is Monday and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central. We have our Elsparia campaign, and then we have Curse of Strahd on Wednesdays. Tuesdays this week is just going to be an off day. There will be no stream this Tuesday, though we will try to start a new Tuesday project coming next week. Other than that, Thursday and Saturdays are my days off as well, so either I'll variety stream or we'll just take the day off. Friday is our open roleplay, exclamation mark RP if you want to join that, and exclamation mark Discord to join the Discord. That starts at 5 p.m. Central on Fridays, and if you want to sub to the channel, you can join us for our Sunday sub-only campaign. Be part of our Discord, link your Twitch to Discord, and you're able to join that one as well. Whew! Alright, well, we'll see these guys next week. Say goodnight to Twitch and Facebook, my friends, and I'll look for somebody to raid.
Savor your night.
Ciao, night.
Good night.
And with that, my friends, do you hear the calling? The chaotic calling. Stay tuned. We're going to raid somebody so you guys can get some more of those cookie clusters.